Hey, what up, gamers? Kenji. Back again for another draft here on YouTube for the Card Kingdoms. We're gonna try something else a little bit different this time. Normally I draft on MTGO for these Card Kingdom videos, but, well, Arena's the hot new flashy thing. It's been a while since we did one of those for, actually, this might be the first Card Kingdom video of Arena. Anyways, we are in a ranked best-of-1 draft here of the Crimson Vow format. I have drafted this countless times now, with about a 70% win rate. So, pretty good overall. Our rare being the Headless Rider. Not a bad one, just a good value creature. Certainly a card that you can first pick here over basically not too much else. You have a Mischievous Catgeist, Flourishing Hunter, Sigard's Imprisonment. But I'm happy to take this rare, even though it's not the flashiest card. It's just a good value card, and black's pretty strong if you can move into like a good, what's it called, exploit deck. So far I have found that green is my most played color. I don't know if that necessarily means green is the best color in this draft environment, but, and I'm not even kidding, 2/3 of my drafts have been playing green. I think I'm just over 30 drafts in now, and just over 20 of those drafts I've been in green, so could just be I lean towards that, but just giving you a little bit of backstory before we move in here. Pick number 2, probably just going to take an Abrade. You can't really go wrong with a solid removal spell like this. You might notice this is a reprint, but it's a slam dunk here, I think, after taking the Headless Rider. Not really any good black cards that we want to follow up with. No good blue cards for like an exploit nonsense deck. And you have some other good okay uncommons, but I don't think the any of the cards here just, you know, are as good as just taking a straight up Abrade. So seems pretty good there to me. Okay, and well, we have one of my favorite uncommons in the set here, 3rd pick. I think a lot of people have, you know, that is to say, people have varying opinions on this card, the Dormant Grove. I personally find it to be very, very good. 4 mana enchantment. A lot of cards in this format get immediate value when you go to your beginning of combat. So you kind of have a nice way to play around getting blown out. A lot of times when you play an enchantment, it doesn't do anything immediately, right? This will trigger immediately. It will eventually turn into a 3/6. It just grows all of your creatures too. So really happy to take this. Super impressed by Dormant Grove. Otherwise, really, there's not too much else in this pack. Cloaked Cadet is like okay. Blood Fountain's fine, but you don't really want to take any of these cards that early. And again, Dormant Grove has been an all-star for me. Pretty easy pick here now. Rending Flame, just super solid removal in this format. Some of the biggest creatures, the majority of creatures, I should say, have 5 toughness. There are some 6 toughness creatures or more, but those are generally bombs or otherwise. So Rending Flame is going to kill the majority of things in the format. Spore Crawler, just a fantastic solid 3-drop in green. 3/2 for 3. When it dies, you draw a card. Can't really beat that for value. Fierce Retribution, solid white removal. Some okay like blue cards, but yeah. Already have an Abrade. Rending Flame, clearly the best card in the pack, and removal is actually a little bit shallow in this format. You'd be surprised at how many games are just won because your opponent plays something like a Child of the Pack, and you can't answer it. And the fact that we're getting this 5th pick is a pretty brutal sign. Oh man, another really solid pack, card here that I'm passing is the Wolf Strike. This is just another fantastic removal spell, but even though this sends kind of a weird signal, you can't pass the Child of the Pack. It's a 4 mana card that can win the game on its own, right? For 4 mana, you can make a 2/2. When it flips, it's trample. It gives your other creatures +1/+0. So, easy slam dunk there. And wow, this, I mean, our deck is building itself. We're just taking the pack song pup now, and we're going to move into Red-Green Werewolves without a second thought. I'm passing another Abrade, which really sucks. But a lot of games will be won when you just play pack song pup on turn 2. And then start leveling it after that. It's actually crazy how good this 2-drop is. So we are just gonna look for every green and red card at this point. I am not huge on Snarling Wolf, but it is playable. The nice thing about this is that if you're pumping it, you can often transform into other werewolves. Only other pick here is the Evolving Wilds, but I'm going to try to cut off the green and red signal as hard as I can at this point, and I don't know what's going on here. We're getting an 8th pick of Braid. There's a Flourishing Hunter, one of my favorite cards in the format in this pack as well. Another really good solid card is the Reckless Impulse, but clearly we are in the right colors. And at this point, I think I'm just going to take every red and green card I see, even though this is not very good. Just to cut off the signal. I don't want other people to jump into red and green. Massive Might, playable. Combat Trick. A lot of combat tricks in this format are really good, surprisingly. Maybe it's because there's a lack of removal, so combat tricks act as good removal. Yeah, similarly, I like Witch's Web a lot as well. 2 mana, +3/+3, gain reach, and untap, so you can ambush basically any creature with that. Doubt we're going to run 2 Massive Mights, but yeah, that first pack was fantastic for us. We got 3 good removal spells. 2 really, really good creatures in the form of Child of the Pack and the Packsong Pup. And then, yeah, some other good filler as well. Moving into pack number 2, we opened a Mirror Hall Mimic. This is one of the better rares in the format, certainly. A lot of clones these days, they don't copy your opponent's creatures, so I guess they're not true clones. This one does, so old school clone, and then upside of being able to disturb it. A lot of disturbed cards in this format. For us, we just have a 3rd Abrade. I almost don't want to take an Abrade here. I wish there was like a better creature that I could take, but I certainly can't complain about getting 3 Abrades so far in this single draft. Yeah, okay, another pretty weak pack here for us too. Just not too many good red-green cards being opened, it looks like. I guess I'll take the Cadet. I don't love it, but it's pretty easy to make this a 3/5 that draws you a card, so there's nothing wrong with it. Like the Blood Petal Celebrant's more filler. Combatants I don't think is very good at all. Could take Evolving Wilds, but Cadet is fine and it cuts off the green signal. I mean, this is a rare. It's not very good though. Dominating Vampire. It's good in the Vampire deck, I'll say that. Or it's fine in the Vampire deck. It's basically always just going to be a 3 mana 3/3. Sometimes you get to steal like a 1 or 2 drop. For real though, this is just a Flourishing Hunter. 6 mana 6/6. This is the biggest thing in the format, basically. And the life gain is always super relevant. It's so crazy. We've seen this cycle of green cards in a ton of previous formats where for 6 mana you get normally like a 6/6 that gains you, somewhere between 3 and any more life. This one is variable. If you don't have any other creatures or you have some small creatures, you're not going to gain much, but still fantastic. Okay. Again, a not unexciting pack here for the Red-Green Wolves. I'm already hesitant to run the first Snarling Wolf, so I don't think I'm going to take this one here. I think I'm just going to take the Sharpshooter. I don't think I need this card, though. This is better than, like, the green-white training deck. Or if you need ways to deal with flyers, but I have so many removal spells already. So, like, I'll take this, but I'm guessing I'm not going to end up running that. Okay, another solid pack here, finally. We have 2 good 4-drops here. We have the Lambholt Raconteur, or we have the Hook Hand Marauder. Mariner. I can talk, I can read, I can speak. The Raconteur is pretty good. It triggers off of any non-creature spell, which our deck has a lot of right now. I've actually found, though, that the Mariner is just... For a common, it's basically bigger than everything in the format. It's similar to, like, the Flourishing Hunter at 4 mana. A 4 mana 4/4 is just so big in this format, so I like taking that over the Raconteur. Wow. I mean, if this is not a sign that we're in the right colors, I don't know what is. This could have been my, 5th Abrade? And I'm passing it for another Child of the Pack. There's also another Spore Crawler here, too. Sure. Just, why not? Nothing here for me. I'm just going to take the green card. Again, cutting off that signal. Making sure I get all of the good red and green cards. And, yeah. Again, it's silly, but I don't need this Lacerate Flesh. It's a fine card if you need removal. I don't. We're going to take this Magma Pummeler. This card can do a lot of work. You usually want to play this on minimum of like X is 3, so for 5 mana, but it's good enough. Okay, well I'm actually missing some 3-drops, so I might play this Blood Servitor. There's these blood tokens that you can produce in the format, if you haven't seen it already. And they help you filter your draws, so if you're flooding out, it's kind of nice to mitigate that. We'll take the Evolving Wilds over the Millipede. Nice Reckless Impulse coming late. Right now we're a little bit low on the creature count, but our spell quality is through the roof. One thing I don't have, which I'm actually surprised we don't have, the Weaver of Blossoms. It's a common in green. That's a 3-mana werewolf. It's a 2/3 that can tap for any color. And then it transforms into a 3/4 that can tap for 2 of any color. So I'm really surprised we haven't seen any of those. Because normally that's like the bread and butter of your 3-drops in the werewolf deck, letting you ramp out into some nice things. I'll point it out if we see one. We opened a Voice of the Blessed. A fine card. Pretty decent in the life gain deck. Otherwise it's not going to really be doing too much. Here we have another Hookhand Mariner, it looks like. Kind of loading up on 4-drops. That's going to be our 5th one. But still, great solid card. Honestly, it's probably going to replace the Cadet for another top-end card. Maybe wield a Reckless Impulse again. But yeah, I'm looking for the... I'm actually looking for the 2-drop wolves as well. There's like 2-mana 2/2s that turn into 2/4s when it's your turn. A lot of the low curve I don't have. 3rd Child of the Pack? I guess? Passing a Flame Blessed Bolt? If I didn't have much removal, I would just take this, but we have 3 Abrades, the Rending Flame, and a couple of combat tricks, so... Alright, another Child of the Pack it is. It's kind of nuts. Okay. I guess I'm going to take another Flourishing Hunter here, even though I kind of want to take the Celebrants. The Celebrants are just so good for helping to mitigate Flood later on. It's a 5-mana 4/4 menace that makes 2 blood tokens. So that's just a good rate by itself, but... I think I'm going to take the life gainers, especially when I have 3 Child of the Pack. Like, if I curve Child of the Pack into an eventual Flourishing Hunter, that's going to gain me, like, 5 life, so... Seems okay. Yeah, crazy. Still not seeing any of those, Weaver of Blossoms. Nothing here that I want. I hate the Weary Prisoner. I guess the Dawnheart Disciple is going to be my choice. It's a filler 2-drop, but I kind of need some early plays. I mean, I have all of this burn here, of course, but... Yeah, sure. Just another random 2-drop seems fine. I don't even know if having 4 of these is good. I guess. Like, I need other things, but oh well. Yeah, fine. 6th pick, we have a nice little Oakshade Stalker, another werewolf. Not the best werewolf, but it's solid value and it does stuff later on. I don't mind running Scorpions as well, but we are full on of that theme. I really hope I don't have to run these Servitors. But like I said, actually, you know what? I probably do run the Sharpshooter. I don't have, I didn't pick up a Crushing Canopy, which is usually a card I get quite a few of. And it's always nice to have, I think, 1 main deck Crushing Canopy in this format. I might even run this Nature's Embrace. It's fixing, it's ramp, but then if you don't need the mana, you can give something +2/+2, so... Because we didn't get any Weary, sorry, not Weary, Weaver of Blossoms, I think I might run it. Another Reckless Impulse on the wheel, not bad. I like Mulch. I don't think we want to run Mulch in this deck. Mulch is at its best in the green-black graveyard deck and the green-blue graveyard deck. As we get some last few pickups that don't matter. I don't think we can wheel anything, sadly. Sideboard is not going to be relevant here because of best of 1. So just take that into account. We will be playing best of one, as that's the only ranked option for limited here on Arena. There are best of 3 drafts, though, to be noted. I could probably run 18 lands in this deck if I wanted to. Like, the Child of the Pack, they're all pretty mana hungry. I don't think that's a terrible play, honestly. Just cut like this Snarling Wolf, which I don't think is all that great anyway. But 18 land might also just be too much in this format. I guess I could just run another Reckless Impulse instead too. It's kind of like a way to find spells and lands. That's probably good. And we can run Evolving Wilds and probably 9-7 in favor of green, I guess. All right, nice. Here we go. This is our Crimson Vow draft here on Magic Arena. Nice little Red-Green Werewolves. 4 Child of the Pack. God, I still feel like 18 lands could be correct. But double Reckless Impulse and the Nature's Embrace, I think we'll be fine without it. Currently ranked, I think, top 25 here on Arena. Been playing this format quite a bit. And like I said, green has been the standout color for me so far. A full 2/3 plus of my drafts have been in green. I think people are starting to come around to it, but I'm still getting some really, really nice, really nice green decks. I mean, I don't know what was going on in this draft. We got 4 of the Child of the Pack type cards, so kind of nuts. Hopefully we can find a match. Maybe my deck's too good. Maybe they're like, okay, we can't pair you versus anybody. We know the results. Just leave everybody else alone. I think there might be a bug on Arena too, that if you have to wait this long, you have to restart the client. So I don't know quite the scenario, the conditions that are needed to hit the bug, but imperfect game. There actually were some crazy bugs on Magic Online as well for a little while with Crimson Vow. Apparently some of the cards, if you added like a counter to them, if a card like added a counter to something, it would, I don't know, crash the game. I think all of the bugs have, for the most case, has been fixed in gameplay, but we'll see. Hopefully we just get a match. Since I'm recording this a different way, normally I would get to like pause the video for you all and we would just skip ahead for the matches, but yeah, maybe just they can't pair me versus anything. Okay, there we go. What am I? I'm ranked 26 now, so I must have decayed a little bit on rating. Alright, how does our hand look? Not bad. Would be pretty bad if we didn't have the Abrade for an early play, but yeah, we can definitely give this a shot. I almost don't even want to use the Evolving Wilds, because that thins out my deck ever so slightly. And we certainly don't want to kill that thing. I'm going to go ahead and still fetch the red here, but we just want to draw lands. Perfect. And we do have some number of 3-drops that would be nice. Like, we're on the draw here, so if I don't do anything for the first 3 turns, it's going to be pretty bad. But fortunately for us, it looks like the opponent didn't have anything to do themselves. Alright, they're going to probably be on blue-black. Exploit, but they have a Socialite. Okay. Go ahead and Abrade the Socialite end of turn here. It's a nasty, annoying 3/3. And I think I'm going to lead off with a 4/4 here. We're probably not going to play out the Dormant Grove for a little while since we have such high-quality creatures to play. The opponent draws 2 cards, loses 2 life, and makes a blood token. Oh yeah, 1 more land and we are just popping off. Gonna go ahead and attack for 4 here, see if they block. The Throng, if it dies, they can go search for another card, for another Throng in their deck. But we're just gonna start slamming fatties. I mean, next turn what I could do here is play the Dormant Grove, put the counter on the Child of the Pack, and then immediately transform the Dormant Grove into a 3/6. Alright, so they sacked both of their blood tokens, pitched 2 islands. They might have been flooding out a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see like a Grisly Ritual or something. Oh, they don't have the removal spell. Could be a Bleed Dry then. Rending Flame, not an awful draw. Alright, let's just go to combat. Oh, maybe a chill. Tap down my creature. Okay, they let me attack. I don't mind trading the Mariner for both Throngs, if that's what they want to do. I'm not going to use my Rending Flame on those. That's fine. We'll see if they have any more to go tutor up from their deck. Alright, looks like 2 was all they had, or they have some in their hand, but they probably would have played them out. I could just make a wolf here, there's nothing wrong with that. That would then flip my Child of the Pack. I guess we're gonna do that. This also plays around them having a counter spell. Alright, they did have a Bleed Dry, that's fine. It's still gonna turn into nighttime. Which means when we play this next Child of the Pack, it's just going to immediately be a 5/5. Alright, they have a 2/5 that can draw a card. Sure. And I guess now we're just going to start slamming 6/6s. We're hoping to fade the opponent having some of the crazy bombs in the format. This is going to be a pretty good turn here, I think. Actually, you know what I could do? They're clearly going to double block my Hunter, but I could just play the Dormant Grove and pump up my Hunter into a 7/7. They don't have a good block on it. But I think we'll go ahead and just attack. They'll double block. We'll go for the blowout. And then follow up with the Child of the Pack. It's going to flip back into day, though. Which is even better for us, probably, because now the Child of the Pack can start pooping out 2/2s again. Okay, a 5/5 for 6. Yeah, let's just attack for another 6 and play out another 6/6. Yeah, beat 6/6s that gain 6. Okay, 3/2 Death Touch, that's not bad. Oh, that's pretty good too. Alright. We'll play the Dormant Grove to start. We'll go ahead and target our Child of the Pack. And we'll tack in with everything. They have to block both 6/6s. And I might just pass priority here. Put him to 1. Don't want to run into like another Bleed Dry if I go for lethal or something. Parasitic Grasp to deal 3 damage. So this is going to put him back up to 9. Okay. I can put him to 1, but I guess instead we want to save our other 6/6. Yeah, good luck. Well, I assume that's not going to win you the game. Okay, nice little round 1 there for us. Doing wolfy things. Yeah, pretty nice deck here again, right? Only card I'm missing is that Wolf Strike. But the 3 of Braids, the Rending Flame, do a pretty good job covering our removal base. Like I said, I don't know. This could really easily be an 18 land deck. Like, the 4 Child of the Pack activated ability is 4 mana. Because I can foresee scenarios where I'm like stuck on 2 or 3 lands and I cast one of those Reckless cards and it exiles like a 6-drop and maybe a land. I don't know. I guess I only have 2 6-drops in the deck. Maybe that's not even relevant. You see what's on the screen? Ideal draw. Oh, I missed it. Ideal draws let you allow you to curve out or something. So with Arena, it does try to pair you with similarly ranked and record opponents, which is oftentimes it does take a while to match. The longer it takes, the more likely you are to play against somebody that is not on your ranking. Okay, but here we are, playing against another Mythic player. We will be on the play, and yeah, this is the scenario I'm talking about. So we're probably not going to play the Reckless Impulse until turn 3, when I can play a land off of it, ideally. This hand's not even that great, though. Like, Child of the Pack is good, but it is a little bit slow. Alright, we'll just play out Evolving Wilds. Looks like opponent's also not doing anything over there. You know what? I'm actually going to wait then on the Reckless Impulse. Because we drew a bunch of land, so I'd rather wait until I can guarantee that I'm able to cast any of my spells. Because I could hit my 6-drops, I could hit my 5-drops, I could also hit my my removal spells. They don't have a creature on the board right now, so if I Reckless Impulse into like an Abrade, you know, they don't have to cast a creature, and then I've just kind of wasted a removal spell. Syncopate's fine. I don't mind running into that. You have 6 cards in their hand. Sure. Go ahead and run out one of our children. One of our children, I guess? We'll see if they have a bleed dry for this, or maybe just a bounce spell. Maybe a tap down. Plenty of cards in the format. The nice thing is, with Child of the Pack, you don't need to invest any more onto the board. I mean, sometimes it's actually really awkward when it flips into nighttime. They did have a bleed dry. Sometimes it's awkward and it flips into nighttime, and you actually wanted to keep making tokens. Main phase Scattered Thoughts. Alright, that tells us they're looking for not only land... Well, sorry, I take that back. They might not be looking for land. They might just be stopping it from flipping into night. But oftentimes, main phase Scattered Thoughts is a sign of looking for land. Okay, they mill... Wow, they milled a Cruel Witness and another Scattered Thoughts. Ooh, we draw a really nice one in the form of Puppy. Alright, so I'm actually really happy that we held off on this Reckless Impulse. They do have an enormous amount of cards over me. They have 8 cards in their hand. They've been missing land drops, though, so... Like... If we can push our advantage here, if they're just stuck like playing a random creature this turn, we'll probably win that game. Really, what we want them to not do is just have a bunch of removal in their hand. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay. The bad news about this, if the opponent is running this many Scattered Thoughts, they're looking for something. If they're in blue-black, there are a few crazy bombs that they could have for sure. So they milled another Bleed Dry and a Diregraph Scavenger. That's insane. Okay. Yeah, they even had to discard here. They're down to 19. They're 9 cards deep, or 8 cards deeper in their deck than I am. I need to try to push my advantage now before they can stabilize and cast all those cards. We're attacking them for 5 next turn, which is nice, because the puppy's going to get another 1/1 counter. They discarded another Cruel Witness, okay. Alright, we had a land and a Rending Flame. Well, that means they're probably not going to cast a creature this turn. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. If I had cast that Impulse earlier and we had hit removal, well, they just weren't doing anything, you know? Okay. So they're going to shrink the puppy, mill another Syncopate and a land. Alright, that puppy's out of commission. Yeah, we're going to activate the ability. Another Child of the Pack. Alright, let's go to combat. And I think we're just going to activate Child twice here. And pass the turn. We want to do this main phase because remember, the Child of the Pack, like I said, is going to flip. Sure. Or it would have flipped. And then I wouldn't have been able to use the ability again. I really hope they just cast like a random 5/5 or something here. We have a lot of damage next turn depending on what their play is, because remember, the Child, unless they cast 2 spells, is going to enter as the Savage Packmate, which means all these are going to be 3/2s. Okay. Sure. They might have another counter in their hand, I guess. Sure, they do. Alright. We'll go ahead and attack in with all of our tokens. And I'm going to go ahead and just use the web to clear that spirit through. It's going to flip it back into daytime, sadly. I think we might actually be losing now. The opponent still has 7 life. And my guess is that they have now access to some crazy bombs. Let's see, 1 child, 2 child, 3 child gone. So we do have 1 more Child of the Pack in the deck, but... Huh. Okay, that's not that bad. That's bad, though. That was my window. So 6 lands left in the deck. Yeah. See, that's what I needed them to play that 1 turn. That's what I was talking about. Holy moly. Okay, I guess we lose. Screw beats Flood in a prolonged game, and this is definitely a prolonged game now. There's their 7th land, so they could have Toxrill, they could have the Kraken. I'm ready to see what bomb they have in their deck. It's kind of funny, the puppy is still growing. -7 power, but it's got 7 toughness. Alright, I mean, that's a 6-3 flash. Could be a worse draw, I guess. They might just have Kraken in their hand. Flash it out end of turn here. That would make a lot of sense. Again, they have so many scattered groves. Oh, sure. Alright, so they're going to get rid of my huge wall. Yeah, their deck looks good, it's just very slow, which is why they're running all these 2-mana 3/3s. Just as blockers. They played out their 8th land, even though they have a blood token, is really concerning. We're just gonna take. We need to try to, like, ambush them or something. Alright, let's flash in the 6-3 end of turn. Sure, I don't mind you countering this. Now let's draw our last child of the pack, would be really good. I will play the land so I can pay 4 if they have another Syncopate. Excuse me. Alright, they just had a million counters in their hand. I don't know why they played out that land then. Alright, sacrifice. Yeah, discard a swamp, draw a card. Okay, discard a island, draw a card. The majority of their deck is going to be lands at this point. So I think I just triple block the 5/5. Yeah, they might not have too many ways to kill me left. Alright, let's suit up our wolf and attack for 4. Yeah, they're probably drawing a lot of lands. Nice. Let's slam that. Excellent. Now we're just gonna pass. They have to draw something, but odds are they're gonna be drawing lands, right? Going for it. They have to block both if they don't have anything. If we win this game, it's gonna be so funny. But I bet you 3 of the cards in their hand are land. Okay, they copy the 6/6, but they don't gain any life. We're smashing here. Force them to have something. Wow, what a crazy game. Maybe they didn't have a bomb? I mean, I guess the Mirror Hall is really good, but that was an absurd game of Magic. It was looking really bad there. But hey, here we are. I mean, I don't know what to say. GG go next, huh? GG go next. Hope you guys are enjoying these. Well, I guess this is the first of the arena drafts here on the Card Kingdom site, but I've been enjoying this format. Sealed. Sealed has been interesting, to say the least, because there are some really crazy bombs, but draft has been pretty fun. Alright. Will you choose to play or draw, opponent? Let us see our opening hands. Once again, not having anything to do early is pretty awkward. I think on the play you keep this hand, but on the draw it's It's really close. Ah, I'm gonna end up keeping it. We're gonna want to draw like a braid here. We have 3 in the deck, right? Because I assume they're gonna have something on turn 2 or 3. Yeah, just like an abrade here would be fantastic. Alright. This is scary now because if they follow up with another werewolf on 3, I'm gonna take 3 damage. They're gonna have 2 creatures, and then I'm gonna play like an enchantment on my land. Nothing? Oh my, okay. Well then. In that case, I guess we might actually be doing fine. They missed a land drop, so that gives us time to actually set up still. We're going to ramp out. I'm probably going to just play this Magma Pummeler on 3/3 next turn. Because versus mono red, that is going to be an extreme beating. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just immediately a 2-for-1. That's brutal for them. And then next turn we can go Reckless Impulse, presumably draw a land off of it, and then play one of our 4-drops. And then that's going to leverage our position just probably too far ahead if they stumble here one more time. Okay, I'm happy to block. Perfect. Great trade by me. Like I said, the Magma Pummeler there was going to be very, very broken. Alright, so let's go ahead and impulse. Found a land and another land. And we'll run out our Hookhand Marauder. I want to call this Marauder, it's a Mariner. Hookhand Mariner. I'm gonna take this now. They might not have anything, but I think they might have like a Sure Strike. And since we have the Abrade in our hand, next turn I can play Child of the Pack, block, and then Abrade in response. They discarded a Vampire's Vengeance looking for land. Oh, I guess they could be mono red. I'm gonna start bashing in, I think. 2/5 pretty good on this board, I would say. In with the 1/1 as well, huh? Alright, I'm still gonna block the 3/3. Make them use their Sure Strike. Oh? They don't? I could get punished. They have a little shock here. Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't have made that block. Or rather, I would have abraded after seeing they pass priority. If I didn't have the abrade in hand anyways. Slight punish, but it's not a huge deal. Gonna keep attacking for 4, because we're about to play another 2/5 and make a 2/2. I probably should have just abraded after I saw that they passed priority. Basically, the only thing they could have was another burn spell there. I should have just fired it off. Because now I would have been able to make 2 wolves and still have my 2/5, and then it would have flipped. And that would have flipped the Mariner. Not a great play by me. Question is, why did they attack with the 1/1 last turn then as well? So they probably have Sure Strike and had that bolt, I guess. Okay, that's fine by me. That's a fantastic draw step. Let's just attack for 4. See if they offer a trade. They don't want it. We are going to make 1 wolf. And we're just going to make 2 wolves. And then our child's going to flip, as well as our mariner. And all of a sudden, things are looking a lot scarier. Plus, they discarded their Vampire's Vengeance, so unless they have another, this is going to be really bad for them. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, that was very good for them. Wow. Nice little vampire fight effect there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I just block like this, 5, 6, 7, they can put me to 1. And then I kill them on the backswing. Is there a way they can add more damage? I don't think there's a way they can add 4 damage. This has Menace, so can't block that. Actually, you know what? If I double block the Celebrant and they use Sure Strike, we still have lethal. But not only am I forcing the Sure Strike out of their hand, we're also tapping them out. Or just another bolt, sure, that's great. So 1 card left. It has to be a 3rd bolt, because it's going to go back to daytime here. Alright, pump up my Mariner. Nice. They just had a ton of bolts. They didn't have Sure Strike. Just made it look like they had Sure Strike. So, I guess their plan on that turn where they attacked with the 1-1, if I blocked with my 2-5, they were going to double bolt it. I guess I should have just taken the free food. The way I played it was kind of careless. Right? Yeah, seemed like the way I played it was kind of careless. Okay, 3-0. So in these events, you play until you get to either 7 wins or 3 losses, whatever comes first. So right now we're sitting at a nice little 3-0. Hopefully we can run it up to at least 5 wins. 5 wins is where you get your entry fee back, minimum. Nondescript can. This is water. Yes, delicious water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Hydration is key. Yeah, hopefully you're all enjoying all of the content here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. Don't forget to give them a like and subscribe as well. The channel puts out a ton of good content for Magic players of all different levels. Mine's clearly catered to the professional player, as I am good-looking, humble, godly. Yes, godly gamer. Okay, I don't know. On the play here for the next round, we have an Abrade in our hand for some early interaction, an Embrace for a little bit of ramp and fixing since we don't have double red. But we need to find some more creatures. But it's not a bad hand on the play. Definitely a keep. Looks like our opponent took at least 1 mulligan thinking about their second hand. I think or at least red-green might be the best color combination in this set. I've had some really good success with it, and it just seems like it's crazy because this set is supposed to be all about the vampires and, you know, Olivia's wedding or whatever, whereas the previous set was supposed to be all about the werewolves, and the werewolves were actually terrible in the previous set. but now they're really, really good in the set that's supposed to be more about the vampires. The vampires are good though. Both classes are good, so that card is super annoying. That is Dorothea. I'll hover over it in a second here. Dorothea, Vengeful Victim. It's a 4/4 flyer. When it attacks or blocks, you sack it at end of combat. And then it has Disturb for 3, and it turns into an enchantment with that same ability. Pretty gosh darn gross. So they're going to be on the blue-white Disturb / enchantment deck. I don't know how good of a matchup this is going to... Wow, and they have a Welcoming Vampire too. This card is absurd. It's a 2/3 flyer for 3 that whenever one or more creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. So, sadly, I probably need to just kill that thing. Do I? I guess, you know what? I'm actually going to play a little bit aggressive here. I think I need to run out a creature. Simply abrading their Welcoming Vampire is fine, but not amazing. I'm hoping they go all in on the Welcoming Vampire and just equip it or enchant it with the Dorothea card. Alright, they're not. They're going to play Kindly Ancestor and draw a card. That's fine. But I think I kind of need to wait, sadly. Jeez. Well, they don't trigger a second time. The vampire only triggers once a turn, so that was actually okay for us. We drew a Dawnheart Disciple here. This is going to be a hard game to win, though. 3, 4, 6. I can get this for 4. The Magma Pummeler is not at its best versus blue-white. Their removal is like bounce or enchantments. Yeah, see, and now they make their creatures a little bit too large. Okay, but you know, we might be able to race them now. Like I can no longer abrade the vampire, but they can't really attack with their Kindly Ancestor this turn, otherwise they get blown out. So I'm gonna go to 10. I'm going to take a lot of damage next turn. I have to attack. I can't win if I don't. Play a 2/5 and pass. Hope that they go for the Dorothea on the Quartermaster. And hopefully they don't have any other kind of, like, Adamant Will type card. This is what I was talking about when I said we needed a crushing canopy. Oh, they did, though! Okay, they went for it on the 3/3. We had the Abrade to blow them the hell out. We're right back in this. That's the swing of the game right there. Okay, they're gonna hit me for 4. They gain a life. I think we just attack with all here. Actually, no, we can bait them. I can just attack with these two, I think. And they might not block. And then I can just go for the kill. Bam. Baited for sure. If I'd attacked with a child, they have to block. If I just attack with the 4/4s, they're probably thinking, okay, I take it, I still can win. Whoo, let's go, baby. Oh, that was big. That was real big. Number 9. All right. Red-Green Werewolves doing the biz. Are you feeling lucky, punk? This is working out. Glad you could all tune in for this The funny thing is, I just went 7-0 with a previous Werewolves deck prior to this one, which I was recording for my YouTube channel, so hopefully we can just go the 7-0 with the Red-Green Werewolves in back-to-back drafts. That would be quite the feat. Alright, the match finally came back. We are on the play here with a pretty mediocre hand. I'm going to keep it, but only because we're on the play. If I was on the draw, I would ship this back. We're going to need to find like an Abrade next turn or just some early play in general, as our opponent has a turn 1 Snarling Wolf. I don't think we're going to cast Impulse there. Pretty happy if they just hit me for 3 this turn. That's fine. Looks like we're going to be on a Red-Green Werewolf mirror. There we are going to go ahead and just ramp up. I'd be surprised if they just pump up their wolf again, but that would be great if they did. Wow, fantastic. That's good for us. Fantastic draw. Let's just lead off with the Mariner as always. Next turn we can go Impulse into Child with any land. And this is where we're going to start putting them through the ringer, as they have a Child of the Pack of their own. I love it. So what do we do? I have 5 mana available. I guess we'll go ahead and start with a Reckless Impulse and see what we hit. 3-drop and a land. Alright, let's go ahead and attack for 4 and see if they block. If they don't, great, I get in for 4 damage. If they do, great, I'll Witch's Web my Mariner. Okay, I'm just going to take. And I can play the Sharpshooter next turn. I'd rather just play out my own Child of the Pack this turn. Taxidermist, alright. And a Sporeback Wolf, sure. So the opponent's just going to go a little bit wide here, but we'll make the same play. Just attack with our Mariner. I don't actually think we want to cast out this Sharpshooter anymore. Just doesn't do enough. Instead, we can just make like a 4/4 Magma Pummeler. Or I guess another Mariner and hold up. Witch's Web is also pretty good. They've got the small wolves, and we've got the big ones. Ooh, that is a hell of a card. Stensia Uprising. 4-mana enchantment at the beginning of your end step. Make a 1/1 red human creature token. Then if you have exactly 13 permanents, you can sacrifice it and deal 7 damage to any target. Kind of brutal. The thing is, we are still chonking them for a lot. Like, they have to do something here eventually. They can't just keep taking these hits by me. Okay. So they might have a trick. They do still have 2 mana available, but let's see what they have. No, they're just jumping. Okay. So I can either Witch's Web here. Sorry, Witch's Web. I can either Pummeler here for 4, or I can play like a big Reckless Impulse. Or rather, Reckless Impulse plus make a token. I think I'm just going to pummel on 4. With them being at 8 life, the Pummeler is going to be pretty darn nuts versus Red-Green. Because all of their ways to kill it are going to be damage-based. I don't really care if they kill one of the Mariners. So this is going to cause huge trouble for them. Ideally, this is just going to represent at least 4 damage, you know? Okay, they have a Mariner of their own. That's permanent number 11, that's permanent number 12. Go for a pre-combat impulse and find out if we have a little action. Not terrible. Go ahead and swing in with both of the 4/4s. Really wish we had drawn our trample card. We'd probably just win on the spot this turn if we drew the trample. Okay, that's good. If they just block like this, they die, so I don't think you can do that, opponent. Okay, this is fine. So they're gonna pump their wolf then, make it a 3/3. Pass priority. Okay, they pump. Let's go ahead and web. Go Rending Flame. And then we can either shoot their face for 4 or we can shoot their taxidermist for 4. I guess we shoot the taxidermist now, that's a 4/4. A pretty nice board clear, and we have a 6/6 waiting in the wings next turn. Seems good. Gonna need something pretty good here, friend. They're just gonna like double bolt it. Wait, what? Oh, they're casting that so it doesn't turn into night. I love it. Hunter, gain 5, attack for 6. Alright, well. Good luck, friend. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need a lot of it. Two, 3, 8. Yep, let's just attack with everything. Send them to the Shadow Realm. And then, since we're gonna flip, we might as well make 2 wolves. Good luck. That board state quickly devolved for them. That one turn, it went from like even number of creatures to immediately, well, now you have 1 and I have 4. Pretty good. All right, 5-0 start here. Kind of juicy. So breathing it all in. I heard that if you wait a couple seconds to re-queue, it sometimes helps with the bug of matchmaking / potentially hung drafts, but who knows? Through the magic of editing, I can potentially remove all the dead air time. I might not. There's some good dead air. Sometimes silence is necessary. But we found a quick next match, and our hand looks great. Don't have any super relevant creatures, but we have 2 great removal spells that we can already cast, and then a little way to dig. And since we have 2 of our removal spells already in hand, it's actually not going to be as bad to fire the Reckless Impulse off maybe a little bit earlier than normal. I say that because, again, we're less likely to hit a couple dead cards. But odds are I'm going to be waiting a couple turns for the impulse. Maybe earliest turn 4 I cast it. since we do have a creature to play out just on turn 3 here anyways. This is our worst card in our deck, I would think, the Sharpshooter. It's going to be good versus blue-white, though, I will say that. Let's go ahead and fire off that Impulse. And we found a little puppy dog. Oh, they have the 3-mana counter. For creatures. I don't remember the name. No, they're gonna let it stick? Okay. Sure. Interesting. Well, maybe they don't have the counter then. If they just pass, I might not run it back out. I guess I will. I don't really care if they counter this. What am I talking about? I don't have any other werewolves in my hand. If they counter this, that's good for us. Alright, that's what we didn't want to see. I don't have enough pressure, so them drawing a bunch of good cards is kind of problematic. Oh, blue-white, the Rending Flame might actually deal 2 damage to them. Just play a 3/3 flyer. That's what blue-white does with 5 mana. I'm still pretty sure they have a 3-mana counter in their hand. I don't remember the name of it exactly, but yeah, they definitely do now. 100% that's what they have in their hand. Blue-white counter. I'm gonna go ahead and abrade this end of turn. Because if they protect it, then they don't have a counter up. Adamant. Oh, Cradle of Safety. That's a good one. Sure. Now this would be a great turn to draw. Oh man, this is the turn I needed to draw any werewolf for the pack song or something. But we're gonna lose to this flood as a result. Damn. Damn. I've drawn 1 spell. 1 spell and like 6 lands. No joke. My opening hand was Abrade, Flame, Impulse, and Sharpshooter. Wow. That's brutal. I didn't need to kill that. I could have just let them like go for another enchant on it or something. Alright, once again. This is a turn where I would love to draw like one of my... Sure, that's perfect. I was gonna say Child of the Pack, but 6/6 that gains me 4 life and starts pumping up my puppy is very acceptable. Catilda! Oh man, that's a good one. Catilda is a... Is it a star or a 1/1 baseline or something? But it gets bigger for each enchantment and spirit you have. Are they gonna Crippling Chill? Or yeah, Chill of the Grave it's called. Okay, I'm gonna hold the Stalker even though I still think they have the counter. But we're gonna lose the Catilda. It having lifelink is really, really gross. Need to draw on a Braid or something that turn. Oh, do they have that zombie that returns a spell? That would be very, very, very nice. Sack their Lantern Bearer. Yeah, they do. The Repository Scab. Gross. Okay. Getting back their Werewolf bounce is pretty good. Oh, they're gonna tap out a little bit, huh? That's fine. Alright, so no counter available, but they do have the bounce. Braid was a good draw step. Yeah, let's attack with all. Make it a little bit hard on them, and we want to make the sharpshooter a 2/5 here at least. I think they're just gonna double block the puppy. Oh. I did not expect that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the scab. We need to keep our sharpshooter alive. They're probably gonna bounce the pup now. Yep. As expected. The important thing was getting the apprentice just a little bit larger. But this doesn't look to be in our favor currently. Although our creatures are going to be larger than theirs, their creatures are a little bit higher quality, I would say. Maybe that's not even true. It's just Catilda. Like, they can play the Lantern Bearer on the Cobbled Lancer, and that's going to make Catilda a 3/3. They can hit me for 10 and gain 3 life. It's pretty gross. Okay, they're going to hold back the 4/4. Nope, they're going to attack with it. Sure. Yeah, swing out. I like it. I think it's a good play by you. Okay, they got a little bit scared. I guess that's good for us. That's a great draw. Let's pre-combat that and find something good. Not bad. Okay, they're gonna trade, take 6. Here comes their creature counter that we knew they had. This apprentice sharpshooter is really saving our behind. Ah, and we are dead. That was a fantastic draw step for them. So we're going to take 9 in the air, they're going to gain 5, and that's going to be GG's. Yeah, Catilda's so strong. Oh, that would have been good so long ago. Nope, good beats. GG's. We'll take our first loss. No big deal. I kept a kind of a slow hand anyways, and they had a pretty good flyer deck there. Like I said, Crushing Canopy, a card that I love to main deck in this format, and we did not get one, unfortunately, which is one of the reasons I'm running the Sharpshooter. Just because flyers can be such a hassle. But we're 5-1, and like I said before, you play until you get to 7 wins or 3 losses, whatever comes first. So we're still in fantastic shape here to rattle off some goodies. Yeah, this deck's pretty fun. It's doing some good stuff. And hopefully we can get a few more to round it out. But like I said, getting to even just 5 wins is good enough, as that's technically infinite in this format. So cannot complain. Once again, I'll wait until it goes up to a minute, and then I'll see if we actually just need to requeue or whatever. Or maybe you won't even know. Maybe this part will be cut out of the stream. Hey, there it is. 1 minute, waiting for opponent. And it didn't freeze. Okay, successfully won the die roll with a pretty decent looking hand here. I have 2 Abrade for the early game. We're going to ramp out with Nature's Embrace into, I guess, a Magma Pummeler is our game plan. So we're going to go like turn 3 Embrace, maybe turn 4 Pummeler on 3, depending on what colors the opponent is playing. It's a good sign. Pummeler is fantastic versus a majority of red decks. Werewolves. Okay, we might even wait a little bit longer then. Just gonna immediately Abrade that thing. Found our double red, did we? Yeah, let's spend this turn ramping. The Apprentice Sharpshooter is not relevant enough to play. I'd rather get the ramp out. Start bolstering. Let's wait one more turn. 4-4 on the Pummeler is, I think, the sweet spot. As a 3-3 just probably trades or gets bricked by too many things here. The Child of the Pack. That card's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and just Abrade off this Menace creature then. Versus Werewolves, the Abrade doesn't normally have too many great hits. How do you beat an opposing Child of the Pack? Maybe with your own Child of the Pack? We have a lot of combat tricks in our deck, so that could be the trump in this mirror match. Alright, they're going to deal 4 damage to it. Now remember, I don't get to deal 5, so maybe it would have been better to deal 5 as the sweet spot, but we gotta find some action here. Hey, alright, how about our own Rending Flame, and then a 6-6 next turn. A 6-6 gain 4 life. That starts growing our Sharpshooter is pretty darn nice. So we're gonna pass and flip, and then maybe have wolf fight. That's what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna punch my wolf with theirs. Yeah. Too bad. I mean, okay. Guess I'll draw another and gain 4 life again. This is what I'm talking about. Flourishing Hunter is just so good. Sure. If they're gonna try to race, that's fantastic. That thing has to attack every turn, and we already have a huge life buffer. So, yeah, I'm taking 9 here, but they're gonna take 8. I'm gonna then flash in the Stalker. I mean, I guess I could just play both main phase. No, but we want them to attack with that. Yeah. Forcing them to attack with that is just going to win the game for us. They need 2 plays here, not just the Snarling Wolf. They attack for 9, forced. I flash in a 6-3. That's a good sign that we just win now. And then the Child of the Pack is also going to give us 1 extra power as well. Beyond that. Can you dig it? I can dig it. Oh, look at that gamer muscle. So smart. 6 and 1. One more. One more. Let's take one more quick peek at the deck here. Nice little Red-Green Werewolves. If you're drafting Crimson Vow, and you have the chance to draft red-green, highly recommend it. Green, I think, is highly undervalued. They're vanilla, don't get me wrong, like 4 mana 4/4s, vanilla as it comes, but they do a lot of work in this format. I mean, just a lot of good green cards in general. Alright, Uno Mas. 6-1. 1 away from the dough. And if you're still watching or listening, let me know in the comments below how you like this over, say, Magic Online. I know Magic Online looks more akin to like playing paper Magic, I would say, but Arena is certainly a more polished product. So really, please, just some feedback would be great. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're enjoying, Card Kingdom does put out great content here, and you can always catch me on my YouTube channel just by searching for Numot the Nummy. We're on the play here. A little bit of a slow hand. We're going to keep it, though. Again, a braid in the hand means we can kill one of their first early threats if they get a little bit too aggressive. Swamp. Let's go get an mountain here. Draw the pummels. And they are on blue-black. Okay. So they're going to be on the exploit deck. You can respond to exploit by blowing up the creature that has exploit to really get people. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that. The Archghoul is just so annoying, and even though I might have just let them draw a card here, if you let that live and then they get to play other creatures and exploit other creatures, they can just go off. They did. They got to... Oh no, that was milled. Okay, I see. So, Persistent Specimen was on top of their deck. They milled it with the ability of the Archghoul. Don't bleed dry. Don't bleed dry. They just passed. Attack for 5? I guess I'm gonna run this out on 3, even though they could have a counter. Often enough, they're just gonna have, like, scattered whatever it's called, and they also just have the skeleton in their graveyard, so we don't want to give them free utility with their mana. Like, if they counter it, then they're not doing something else. Yeah, exactly. Now, I do need to draw some more cards. Because if they just kill this, I literally have nothing, obviously. But... yeah, Death Toucher. So I'm going to need to draw a removal spell here. Removal spell would be big game. They exiled their own... oh, I don't have a creature in grave. Hey, we ripped a frickin' braid off the top. So, I could have, and what was I thinking of doing, was Witch's Webbing for 3 extra damage, but more importantly, flipping my Packmate. But a 5/5 is just going to chonk them here. We actually want them to cast 2 spells this turn, if that's... like, if they go Scattered Thoughts into, like, a 2-drop, that's fantastic. Great. Love it. That's so good for us. Because that gives us something to do with our mana now if I just draw another land. So now I can attack for 2. And unfortunately I drew another land anyways. But hit him for 2. Make a wolf. Flip it back into nighttime. They might just get solid by this Packmate. And that's a-okay by me. So the Packmate tramples, but the wolf does not. They might have like Gift of Fangs or something. Kill my 3/2. Don't, no! Alright, they did have a bleed dry. They must have just found that. And they do have the Gift of Fangs as well. Okay. Well, let's draw another child off the top. 6/6 off the top. I also respect that draw. No! Brutal. They have the Rot-Tide Gargantua here. Exploit is each player sacks a creature. They get to sack their butler, get back a creature from their graveyard. I have to sacrifice my 6/6. Oof. Oh, how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I'm guessing my only out at this point is just to draw another child, which we do have 3 more of. But not looking good here for us. I think I actually block and try to trade. Like, that just kills me so quickly. Now the clock is drastically reduced. Pass to turn it back into nighttime. Just gonna go ahead and just abrade that 2/3. We are way far behind though. Alright, so assistant sack their specimen, scry draw. They might just pass here. Oh, they do have another scavenger. Okay, so now we draw a child. Child of the pack off the top. And then make a token would have been great. Again, it's actually bad that it's nighttime. Because if we do draw a child, we really want to make a token with it. And now we don't get that opportunity. And a 1/1 ain't gonna cut the bill. Alright. GG there. Well, we get the full value now. We get the final boss. We are 6-2. So this is the last match upcoming, no matter what. We will either get the 7 wins and be heroes of the people, or we will take our 3rd loss and resign ourselves to a pleb. So, for all the marbles here, let's go Red-Green Werewolves. Okay, finally we got paired for our final boss. We did not win the die roll, but we do have the turn 2 pack song puppy. Don't have a turn 3 way to level it up though, but pretty nice curve. 2, 3, 4, 4. Our opponent on red-white. The Blood Petal Celebrant. Yeah, I think I'm still going to run out the puppy here on turn 2. Because my game plan is to go turn 3 sharpshooter, turn 4 werewolf. I need to draw some removal. Oh, we drew a werewolf. Perfect. So now I actually get to start leveling up here. I need to draw removal real badly, though. If I don't draw removal, that Griff Rider is going to solo us. Like, I have a reach creature, but they only need to level it up once. 100% gonna block and make them use a trick. Great. We want that out of their hand. That's fantastic. Okay. Alright, let's play another werewolf and start leveling up our pack song puppy. We don't want to trade now. Our creatures are going to be bigger than theirs for the most part, but they might have a ton of tricks capable. I'm going to block this with the 4/4 and they might just flicker away. Easy block there for us. 3 Abrades, Rending Flame. We need to draw one of those. Oh, they're just gonna... Oh, they don't even have a way to kill my Mariner? Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. I think we're... Now I think we're crushing them heavily. We're gonna go to combat and attack with the Mariner. They have to double block if they want to trade with it. Now we get to go reach creature plus another 2/2. And now this game is firmly in our control. We need to fade them top decking something crazy. No, we don't care about that. That's probably game over now, honestly. Our creatures are just so much better than theirs. We can even sit back, no problem. Oh, I should have attacked with my Disciple. No plays, and that's game. Now we're going to flip it over into Night. And our creatures are insano in the Membrano. They're taking 14 if they don't block one of these. Alright, and then we can shoot that. And that's going to prompt a scoop, I would guess. They do get a lot of blood, for what that's worth. I guess they could have the Wrath. There's a white Wrath that each player sacrifices like up to 13 creatures, but... Even if they do, I would imagine our top decks are better than the red-white top decks. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A nice 7 winner here for my first arena draft on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. Again, please give this channel a like and subscribe. Like I said, they put out a ton of great content, and I'm super happy to be part of the Card Kingdom family. But take a look at that red-green deck there. Pretty nice. First pick, actually, what did I first pick? Dormant Grove? I don't actually remember, but we ended up with 3 Abrades, a Rending Flame, some good green-red stuff. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. And again, once, let me know if you enjoy the arena content or if you'd rather prefer I stay with Magic Online. But in any case, thanks for watching. See you back next time.